Happy endings. Are they a real life thing? I know they happen in Disney movies, and I've heard of them happening in seedy massage parlors, but is it possible to really have a happy ending in this life? Stay tuned because that's what we're covering today. Welcome to The Healthy View. I'm Andrea Beeman, and I'm here with my two fabulous co-hosts, Lisa Lutan and Michelle Leota. We are expert health coaches who have collectively helped millions of people live happier and healthier lives while staying sane and having fun. Today, we're talking about happy endings. We all know that everything has a beginning and everything has an end. That's life. But how do you get a happy ending? That is the question. So in Disney, even though they killed Dumbo's mom and they killed the Lion King's father in the beginning, right? And you think it's all going to be hell. And there's always an adventure in the middle. And that leads to some sort of resolution or joy at the end. So here at The Healthy View, we are coming to the end of our run. So my question for my co-hosts is, what was your favorite Healthy View show and why? Or what was your favorite part of this show? And what kind of resolution do we have? What do you got? Who should we start with? Let's go with Lisa.
Oh my God. So I was thinking about this question, and there's so many great interviews over the years, and some were right before you guys came on and some after, but like I loved interviewing Janine Roth and Mel Robbins and Tanya Zuckerbrod, JJ Virgin, Tom O'Brien, Mark David, some of my heroes in the field. It was a real thrill for me to get to ask them the questions that I just always wanted to ask. But my favorite part of the show was you guys, just like shooting the shit, and just like talking about things, learning about Andrea's ancient wisdom and Michelle's practical hacks on life. I mean, it's just been so fun. And I always leave our recordings with a huge smile on my face because you guys are just the best. How about you, Michelle?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, episodes, I mean, I don't remember. I just remember that like we get together and hang out and talk about stuff. And sometimes we hit the record button and we invite somebody else to join us. But I think my most, memorable moments were probably back when we were doing this still as a live radio show, because there was all that pressure and we had to be ready to go. And, we had our sound engineer and we had to, get our act together and not talk too much during the commercials and all that kind of thing. That was a lot of pressure, but what an amazing experience. I feel like I've become so much more comfortable speaking on camera and live, and even if we're not live, being able to present kind of off the cuff. So that was probably the most memorable part for me. And then just all the stuff that we talk about after the recording is over that all of our listeners never get to hear. I mean, this has just been super, super fun, and I'm sad to close it out, but it has been a good run.
Oh, it has been a good run. And my favorite thing also was doing the live stuff. I love the interaction with the live audience. I love the interaction with you girls. There was just so much, like, I like the live. Some people don't. Like, some people it's like panic button, and I'm like, yay, let's go. But, some of my favorite shows were like the one we just did with the gal, Beyond the Label gal.
Christina.
Yes. Christina Bjorndell. I love that show. I even bought her book. So like having the guests on and learning from them and getting exposed to their knowledge and what they're doing in the world. I think that was a lot of fun for me, as well as hanging with you girls. And if we would have taped what was happening before and after the shows, I think those would have been shows in and of themselves as well.
And all the bloopers also, all of the mess ups, all of the, oops, we have to edit that, all of the
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good run, and I loved a lot of stuff about this show. And I know that it's not the end, right? It's not the end for Michelle. It's not the end for Lisa. It's not the end for Andrea. It's just the end of this little slice of life for us. So what are you doing in the future? How about you, Michelle? What do you got going on in the future where people can come and check you?
Boy, yeah, so much good stuff. We just launched the new iteration of my health coaching business. It's called She's Got Power. So everyone, you can find me at she'sgotpower.com, and a podcast of the same name, which has been so long in the making that it feels really, really good to finally have it out there. Like, we just finished season 1. We'll have season 2 starting in the new year. And this is a project that's been on my heart for a long time. So that's coming to fruition. And then at the same time, still supporting fellow health coaches inside my Health Coach Power community. So any coaches listening, you know where to find me. It's healthcoachpowercommunity.com. We've got like 8,000 plus members now. So as the group grows, that takes more and more time and management. But that's been tons of fun and become very big in the past couple of years. So that's what I'm staring down for 2020. What about you, Lisa?
Lots of exciting things. I'm heading off to Rancho La Puerta to be teaching down there, and I'll be teaching there a couple times a year, it looks like, which I'm super excited for. If anybody hasn't been there, it's a really neat place in the Baja Peninsula, Mexico. So beyond that, I've gone back to doing a lot of private coaching, healthy lifestyle and mindset and all that yummy stuff. And I'm really loving having a little more space in my world for that private coaching, because it got a little hairy and busy with all those online products and programs for a while, which I still will be offering, but not as much in the coming year. My book is still out there, still getting a lot of people. If you haven't read it yet, Busy, Stressed, and Food Obsessed. And my Facebook group, Lisa's Healthy, Happy, and Hip Community, is a great place if you're interested in staying in touch. We do a lot of free challenges. It's a really nice, supportive community, and lots of really lovely people in that group. So I welcome you to join. And just come by and say hi.
I'll come by and say hi.
Oh yeah, me and Andrea will drop by. We'll drop some snarky remarks and.
So wait, one last thing.
Yeah.
Healthyhappyandhip.com is my website if you're looking for me.
We're looking for you, sister. So for me, for 2020, not that you girls asked.
Hey, Andrea, what are you doing live? You said you like being live so much. What live stuff are you doing? Start there.
Still, like, I love that. That's why I always do classes. I'll do classes anywhere and all over the place, as well as conferences. I love speaking at conferences. I love that live interaction. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I'm going to continue doing it, as well as my coaching programs and teaching and sharing wisdom. And these next couple of years, as I'm going through my menopause stage, right? Because the older you get, the wiser you get. Lisa said she liked that I share ancient wisdom. Well, I'm sharing more ancient wisdom. That's the way that it works. The older you get, the wiser you get, the more you talk about stuff. And you want to influence the masses. So Pablo, for like 5 years, has been begging me, please, please, please have a podcast. Please, please, please do a podcast. And I'm like, well, I'm doing one. Look, I'm doing this one with these gals, and it's a lot of fun. And he's like, no, you have to do one for, your stuff. And I'm like, okay. So look what he bought me.
Oh yeah. Look at that microphone.
Yeah, it's a big mic. It's not the size of the mic. It's how you use it. So in 2020, probably spring, coming out with a podcast. And we were trying to think of names. And I spoke with Lisa last week. And Lisa's like, duh, the Andrea Beeman Show.
Well, yeah. What else do you need? And you can literally talk about anything. I will tune in.
Oh, yeah. I like talking, and I like sharing stuff. So that's going to be coming up in 2020. Plus all my other stuff you could find on AndreaBeeman.com. There's always a new class or a new something or other. And I got a couple of books still in here that I haven't had time to get to. But maybe now that I'm slowing down in my older age, I'll sit down and be like, okay, it's time for book number 5. And let's do number 6. And then after that, number 7. As long as I can still keep functioning, I'm going to keep sharing.
And slowing down?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. That's one thing. I don't think we've gotten any older in the past couple of years. I think it's gone the other way. At least that's how I feel.
Wait, have we been doing it 3 years? 2
We did
years.
2 years. I did it a year before, and then I brought you guys on, which I actually wanted to share like how this show got started, because I think it's so funny. I had been doing a show on Voice America, and I interviewed this chick, Andrea Beeman, and I'm like, wow, she's got amazing energy. Like, I love it. And then, the show The View on TV, I was like, there's nothing like that with like coaches out there. I need to like find other cool coaches and have this show like The View. And I'm like, there'll be like 5 of us, and we'll be hanging around the coffee table and chit-chatting. And so I told Andrea this idea. She's like, yeah, maybe. And then nothing happened. Like month after month, I'd be like, how about this idea? Well, maybe. And then finally she's like, yeah, I kind of like it. And she's like, I know this other chick, Michelle. I think she'd be great. And I had them both on my show, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And long story short, Busy, Stressed, and Food Obsessed Radio became Healthy View Radio, which turned into the Healthy View podcast. And no regrets there. It's been a really fun, crazy ride. I've loved every minute. So much more fun having partners in crime on this show. So that's been a really neat thing.
Well, yeah, you had asked me to be a co-host on the show. And I said, well, I'd rather do a long form, because that was my vision of a show that I had for like The View. Like The View, just with a bunch of people. So that's when I brought in Michelle, and I said, what do you think about 3 people instead of co-hosting with you?
No, I said 5, and you said no, 3.
Yeah, because I thought 5 would be too much on radio, but 5 is perfect for television.
Right.
So keep an eye out in the future.
Yes. That's been, I have a television view of a show like this with 5 hosts. And that could still be coming to fruition, but I don't know about 2020, maybe 2021. But yeah. So, I mean, there's a place for, and we went from radio live to podcasting, which, I think a lot of people are doing that as well, right?
I think so. I think everybody's got a podcast now. It's really,
yes. I just heard that. Heard that Conan O'Brien is no longer doing live television. He's doing a podcast.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I could be mistaken. Let me look it up really quick.
Yeah, you Google that. But it's like the age of on demand, right? So like live radio doesn't have so much of a place anymore. I mean, even when it was live, you're still taking it and turning it into a podcast. But even that being said, podcasting is still kind of in its early stages. It's not like blogging where there's 500 million of them out there. So it's been interesting to kind of get in at this stage of the podcasting game. Learned so much, even just the type of microphones to use and the connection and what to do when our Zoom isn't working and all the tech stuff. Wow. I hope it's easier for you, Andrea, because if you just do a one-woman show next year, it takes a lot.
I already got my mic.
Yeah, it takes a lot of the extra stuff out of it.
Actually, I like this little mic. I was telling Pablo, I like this little mic because it's so out of the way and I could move, because I have a tendency, I'm very, I move a lot. Always moving around. It's called liver wind or wind. And if I have to sit still with a microphone, I don't know. I think I might lose the connection if I go to the right or go to the left. I'd have to train myself to sit in front of the mic, but I'm not that trainable. I got to say, I'm a rebel.
I think you can do it. It looks like that mic moves. And remember, like my little mic failed today. So you always have to have a backup, solution going. But I started with that big, giant, phallic-looking mic, that Yeti.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was kind of cool. Learned a lot about that until we made the switch to the headset. It's been a journey of microphones.
Yeah. All right. So the question is, did we get a happy ending?
I just want to say I'm so grateful to you, our listeners, and all of our guests and each other for making the Healthy View such an amazing experience. We're going to miss you terribly. And I do hope that you will reach out and stay in touch with us through our individual channels.
Yeah, that would be great. Love and blessings to our audience, to my girls. Do we have any final words? This is the last show. Do you have any final words about anything?
Have a fabulous day and an amazing 2020. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah, cheers to 2020, everybody.
Woohoo! We'll see you online next time, somewhere, somehow. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.